February 23rd, Evidence Room, Sector 3. Our investigation turned up a suspicious handprint. Here, and there's blood on the detective's evidence locker. Let's use the secret weapon we just borrowed. Borrowed and we're never giving back, ever! Right, let's get started. First, choose a finger. A finger? Each finger leaves behind a slightly different imprint. So let's choose the finger that will have left behind the clearest print. I really can't tell the difference at a glance. Quit procrastinating and choose a finger! Okay, now it's time to check for prints. Let me show you how it's done. Emma's starting to get that sparkle in her eyes. First, we sprinkle the aluminum powder around. Huh? How do you sprinkle powder? Call upon the mystical ancestral memories buried deep in your blood of this magical thing called the A button. And if you can find in yourself the location of this mysterious and awe-inspiring A button, give it a press. See? Ah. It looks like that did the trick. But what the fuck is an A button? The aluminum powder adheres completely to the print. Once the powder is well spread, just blow away the excess. I'm scared. I don't know how to do that. Suddenly I'm not in control of any part of my body and it's really terrifying. You remember how you called upon those really cool, bone-deep ancestral memories of the A button? If you can locate it somewhere in your nervous system tissues, buried deep in a neuron, press this thing called the X button. I know, isn't it exciting? Just imagine you're blowing out the candles on a birthday cake. See? Wow. That looks like fun. I'm really troubled about the implications of all these things that are buried deep in the fibers of my body somewhere, but maybe if I just distract myself and keep blowing until I'm short of breath, then I won't have enough brain power to get too worried about it. This is definitely going to take some getting used to. It's fine. It won't go up your nose or anything. Unless you, take a really big whiff. Probably don't do that. You just pour the powder on thick and blow away the extra. Those are the basics of fingerprinting, Mr. Wright. I guess I'd better give it a try. One thing about me is I love getting very excessive with this. There's no reason for me to do this, but you know. I always do this. You can't argue with the results. Well, that was completely excessive and you wasted half the bottle, but you did it. You found one. But this looks nothing like a fingerprint. Now that you mention it, I guess it doesn't. What does it mean? I think it means we're shit out of luck, buddy. Out of luck? The person who left this handprint must have worn gloves. Don't tell me we've been wasting our time here! Hey, calm down. That's just the way it goes sometimes with scientific investigations. But it does seem a shame. While we're at it, why don't we look for other prints? Shit out of luck, scientifically speaking. Other prints? Looking at the locker door again closely, it seems like there are fingerprints outside the bloody handprint as well. Let's see if we can find a clear print. Fingerprints outside the blood. I don't know, maybe like this? Alright, here we go. I'm sorry, is this somehow not dusted enough? My fucking bad. How about that? There we go. Yay! A print's so clear, it's dazzling! Dazzling? I don't know. That seems a bit generous. Oh, I should try that next time there's a print dusting. I should try dusting everywhere except the print. That'd be very funny. Anyway, this print took a lot of effort to find, and now I only have a very small amount of fingerprinting powder left, so let's hope that I never have to use it again. Let's match it up right away. So we're not done yet? This is quite a process. My back hurts. Your back hurts no matter what you do. Stop whining. There's no point in finding a fingerprint and not knowing who the owner is, right? I mean, it's just a fingerprint. What does that tell you? It tells you your skin is swirly. I already knew that. I bet you already knew that. No, I didn't know that. I guess she's right, though. Look at the fingerprint data we got from Mr. Edgeworth, and point out the person you think left these prints. Uh-huh. How am I supposed to know who it was? I could make a pretty good guess. The bloody handprint and the fingerprints are in different places, right? That means that the prints probably don't have anything to do with our case. Listen, he doesn't... In this universe, there are 2 rules for evidence law, and he didn't know either of them, okay? Knowledge gaps are this man's specialty. So, whose fingerprints will we most likely find in this evidence locker? Damon Gantz. Match found. Aha! So these prints belong to Detective Gumshoe. Something wrong, Mr. Wright? You gave me this so what look. I guess that's probably because I was thinking, so what? Okay, so we came up with nothing this time, but there's always next time. Sometimes you hit, sometimes you miss. It's just like gambling. You gotta roll with the punches, Mr. Wright. Get into gambling. Thanks for the sympathy. However, I don't think I have any intention of doing such a thing. Wait, if I remember correctly, there was one other handprint in this room. Let's check it out. This is where we got a luminol fluid reaction, right? Right. There was a handprint here. Okay. Want to try using this? There go her eyes sparkling again. Okay, let's check for prints. That's the spirit! Oh, but I have to warn you about something first. What? The area with the blood was wiped away, right? We only ended up finding it using chemical means. Any prints in that area will have been wiped away too. Oh, right. So, that means no prints. Would you say the probability of your hypothesis is high? Don't ask me! Anyway, we must try to find prints that weren't wiped away. Prints other than the ones left by the bloody hand. Alright. Now I'm definitely gonna dust for the fingerprint. Here I go. I'm dusted for the fingerprint. We're gonna do this in the most inefficient way possible. Thanks. They should hire me. They should hire me for the job of doing this. Okay. Congratulations, I done it. Okay, I guess I'll do it at once now. I wasn't expecting to be so wildly successful at not dusting any part of the goddamn. I gave it my best shot, but this is a real bum-ass fingerprint. That kind of result won't be any good for matching prints, will it? But it doesn't look like we'll get a clearer result from this print. Okay, let's try a different finger then. Oh. Okay, my fucking bad. Okay, that's better. Actually, I don't even think I've ever actually seen that shitty little fingerprint before. I think that was the first time I actually found that. Hey, these fingerprints, Whose are they? Whose? Is it someone I know? It's Officer Marshall. Huh? Officer Jake Marshall? Found on a bloody handprint left in the evidence room. The print had been wiped. Marshall's fingerprints added to the court record. That's gotta be a coincidence. He's not involved in the crime. Emma, this is decidedly different from Detective Gumshoe's prints. The luminol reaction. The blood and the fingerprints are in the same place. Oh. So, we have Jake Marshall's fingerprints on a wiped blood stain. But why would Officer Marshall... It looks like our investigation is finally turning up some results. I guess this is what you'd call decisive evidence. I don't believe it! Well, I've upset a young girl for the 10 billionth time, so I think I'm actually doing my job. Boy, that investigation was brutal. Not sure how far I'm going to get into trial, but I'll do my best to see if we can get ourselves somewhere. This case is so long! There's just this real sense of fatigue that comes from at a certain point, like, oh, let's make some progress already. February 24th, 9:41 a.m., District Court, Defendant Lobby Number 2. So, what do you think, Mr. Wright? I think the prosecution is as confused as we are. After all, the victim was murdered in 2 different places at the same time, and a different suspect was arrested at each of the crime scenes. Lana! Good morning, Mr. Wright. I apologize for yesterday. I was indisposed. I hope they didn't hold you too long for questioning. We just finished, actually. I'm used to all-nighters, though. Usually from the other standpoint. So, how'd it go? It's as Mr. Wright suspects. The police are clueless. I figured as much, so I struck a plea bargain. A plea bargain? What do you mean by that? We agreed that if I told them the truth behind this simultaneous murder, they wouldn't seek capital punishment. That's what I mean, Emma. But, Lana, don't tell me you... Much to my regret, I'm as much in the dark about this as they are. Miss Skye. We found trace evidence of a certain person in the police department's evidence room. They belong to Officer Jake Marshall. What kind of trace evidence? Blood-stained fingerprints, to be exact. That's the trump card I have up my sleeve today. You do understand what this means, don't you? In order to defend my sister, you're going to accuse Mr. Marshall? We have to play the cards we're dealt. Isn't that right, Miss Sky? Do what you have to do, Mr. Wright. And he's like, man, this whole poker thing seems pretty cool. I'm liking the lingo so far. February 24th, 10 o'clock a.m., District Court, Courtroom Number 9. Court is now in session for the trial of Miss Lana Sky. The defense is ready, Your Honor. The prosecution is... Humph? I'm afraid you'll have to clarify. I've never heard of the prosecution being humph before. It takes 30 minutes by car to reach the police department from the prosecutor's office. Yet the victim, Bruce Goodman, was slain at both places at the same time. Frankly, the prosecution has to state for the record that it does not make any goddamn sense. Yeah, I have to agree, that's not physically possible, is it? What's more, I hear the victim from the evidence room just disappeared. Yes, and the body eventually reappeared in the trunk of Mr. Edgeworth's car. Wow, this is one messed up trial. One of my duties as prosecutor is to present impartial evidence. Today, I will present evidence relating to the murder at the police department. In so doing, I believe the way in which we should proceed will reveal itself. Now that's what sets Mr. Edgeworth apart. He sounds so on top of things, even though he doesn't know what's going on himself. And that's supposed to be an admirable trait? Well, yes, because you gotta fake it so you make it. Don't you understand that, Mr. Wright? Very well, let the trial resume. I'm very curious what we're going to hear today. On the day of the crime, what exactly transpired at the police department? Mr. Edgeworth, you may call your first witness of the day to the stand. For its first witness, the prosecution calls the suspect of the murder that occurred at the police department. The suspect? You mean the so-called murderer? Oh boy. Things are getting wild from the get-go. Let it be stated for the record that you are supposed to believe that this pathetic beanpole of a man committed murder. Will the witness please state his name and occupation? Yes, sir! I am Officer Mike Meekin, sir! My occupation is, that would be murderer, sir! Sure. Why not? You know what? That's fine. Why don't we just convict this guy and call it a day? As long as my client gets off, I really don't care anymore. This is going to be a very long day in court. So you're telling us you're a professional killer? Sir, it was me, sir! I'm the one who did it! I'll never kill anyone again, sir! You've gotta believe me, sir! Actually, what we'd like to hear is... Sir! I'm what you would call part of the younger generation, sir! I'm Gen Z and I've got TikTok brain rot, sir! A person whose actions adults can't possibly comprehend! I've been skibbity risen up in that shiz, I think. Is that what you're supposed to say? I spent all night on TikTok trying to figure out how to explain myself. Please, Mr. Edgeworth, sir, help me, sir. Officer Meekins. Yes, sir. 6'7", sir. Give us your report of the crime. Consider that an order. Yes, sir! 10-4, sir, as you wish! I'm saying numbers now! I am a part of the generation that must be told what to do, sir! You can't fault him for a lack of enthusiasm. Honestly, he's one of the best parts of this case so far, I think. Crime report, sir. Although it's not my normal duty, I was assigned to guard the evidence room that day. I spotted a suspicious man on the security screen and rushed into the room. I was only doing what I was trained to do, sir. I was suddenly attacked. I fought for my life. Then I did it. After that, I passed out until another officer smacked me awake. So the victim, Detective Goodman, attacked you? Do unto others before they do unto you. That's the Meekins family motto, sir. I see. So from a young age, you're saying that your father encouraged you to commit wanton murder on the suspicion that others might try to harm you. That's very interesting. You might have to have some conversations with your parents after this. Anyway, then you fainted and a colleague helped you regain consciousness. Yes, sir! He knocked me upside the head, sir! I'm used to it. This is a regular part of my job duties, sir. Oh, very well. The defense may begin its cross-examination. What I need here is more info to work with. Oh, yep, there's a new voice clip. Mr. Meekins, you work in the General Affairs Department, do you not? Yes, sir! I am in charge of hiring new recruits, sir! I'm basically a mascot! Yikes. Now there's a scary thought. Evidence transferal was taking place on the day of the crime, which meant many officers were given special tasks not ordinarily performed. I was in charge of guarding the Blue Badgers, sir! The police department's pride and joy! I was basically the most important officer on the scene that day, sir! If I may say so myself, sir, and I do, sir! The Blue Badger? Yes, sir! The lovely police mascot created by the Chief of Detectives, sir! Oh, God, no! Oh, this is exactly what the content warning is for. I was to ensure it wasn't broken during the transferal process. That was my sole mission for the day, sir. I see. Sounds like a very, important mission. I'm glad they trusted such a responsible and well-controlled man as yourself to do the job. After the award ceremony finished that day, there were so many people running around that I relocated the Blue Badger to the evidence room. Oh, so that's why you went to the evidence room. Tell us, what did you see when you got there? In order to enter the evidence room, you need an ID card, am I correct? Precisely, sir! I have one right here around my neck. It's around my neck because I realized that if I didn't have it bound to my person at all times, I would lose it and then I'd get berated and kicked right up the butt, sir. I see. So then, your ID number should be listed on here, right? There it is! I found it! This is the one right here! Could you please read us the number? Yes, sir! It's 4989596. That's my number, sir! I see. Huh? But the number 4989596 is shown as being used twice. Please explain, witness. It's no real mystery, sir. The first time is when I relocated the Blue Badger to the evidence room, and the second time is when I went to go get him after everything settled down. I see. So it was during that second time when... Yes, sir! That was when I spotted the man on the security screen! Data added to ID card record. So you were attacked. Can you please tell us exactly what happened to you? It was a knife, sir, a knife! Detective Goodman pulled a knife on you? What happened then? Well, with me charging in on him like that, he looked as surprised as I was. You aren't exactly the kind of person someone would want to run into. Just in general. Not even a criminal or anything, just generally speaking. That's when I reacted, sir! I swung my arms like an octopus, struggling to detain him. That's how I got this gash on my hand! Maybe if you just kept your cool, your hand wouldn't be... When I saw the blood trickling down my arm, I panicked! I grabbed the man by his collar! What exactly do you mean when you say you did it? I know I don't look the type, but I'm really into kung fu films, sir! The man let his guard down for just an instant, so I snatched his knife from him. You took his knife? I spun him around and performed a disarming maneuver. I made sure to close my eyes like a man. I see. He must have been desperate. The next thing I knew, his white coat was drenched in a sea of my blood, and then, the next thing I knew... Yes? He punched me right in my face, sir! About what time did you regain consciousness? No offense, sir, but how am I supposed to know that? I was unconscious! Oh, right. According to the report from the officer that woke up the witness, it was about 5:30. He hit me right in the head, too! I woke up crying tears of pain! That's nice. I mean, it's nice that you recovered, that is. When I came around, though, I made sure to finish my mission, sir! Your mission? Yes, sir! The Blue Badger, sir! I returned him to the entrance before things got out of hand! Well, we can all rest easy now, knowing the Blue Badger was safe. I believe we now have a fairly accurate picture of what happened. Yes, Your Honor. Only one thing remains unclear. Was the man this officer murdered really the victim? He's got a point. Yes, Officer Meekins? With regard to that, sir, take a look at this. It was sent to my jail cell. Chief Gant delivered it to me just this morning, sir. The chief? Delivered it? What is that? A videotape? Yes, sir! That's absolutely right, sir! A videotape, sir! It contains footage from the security camera in the evidence room. What? But I specifically asked if there was such a tape, and was told it had been mistakenly erased. That's quite a mistake. I just do what I'm told, sir. It's the only thing I'm really good at. Looks like communication with the police department is as good as ever. Well then, let's have a look. Show us the video of you murdering the victim. Oh, please stop using that word murder, sir. It scares me. A video of a real murder? Just what are we getting ourselves into? This is just the worst. I forgot how much just the worst this is. Yeah, it was cool the first time. Well, I believe we're all thinking the same thing. How can we deal with these unsettling feelings stirred within us? What the hell was that wriggling piece of plywood? I forgot he actually said, what the hell? That is entirely the appropriate response, though. Sir, that is the pride and joy of the entire Criminal Affairs Department, sir. It's the Blue Badger, sir. Why am I not surprised this isn't going smoothly? Security video added to the court record. What the hell was that abomination against God and mankind? Yes, well, anyway, this tape seems to prove that the witness did indeed encounter someone in the evidence room, and some sort of activity did take place. Your Honor, instead of relying on clearly incomplete footage, the witness's testimony will suffice. Is that all right with you, Officer Meekins? Yes, sir! As you wish, sir! Mystery Man. Yeah, sorry, hold on, let me... What the fuck was that wriggling piece of plywood? His face can't be clearly seen in the video, but there's no question that the other person was Detective Goodman, sir. I mean, he opened the locker, which required Detective Goodman's fingerprint to do. The locker he opened is unquestionably Detective Goodman's locker, sir, so it must be him. No one else could have unlocked it. What's this about a fingerprint? Each detective has been given a locker, equipped with a fingerprint-activated lock. These locks ensure that each locker can only be opened by the detective it belongs to. Intriguing. That would mean the victim at the crime scene would have to have been Detective Goodman. Very well. The defense may begin its cross-examination. I don't know where this cross-examination will lead, but everything begins with contradictions. That's where I have to start.